With the playtests for 1D&D in full swing and new materials being released all the time, and the seemingly unavoidable move towards digital content, it may cause some people to have a little bit of concern about things getting pricey in the whole D&D space. But what if I told you that there was still a way that you could play D&D for free? Welcome to Geek Philosophy, where we love geeky wisdom. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brian, and we release new content weekly, so please consider subscribing and turning on the notifications so you don't miss out on anything. In the early days of the hobby, there were a limited number of books, and definitely not any real digital tool sets like there are now, because, yeah, there was no internet. Sure, there were things like miniatures and battle mats and all kinds of other extras that you could purchase, well, limited compared to now, but you could even go out and buy modules and run those for your group. And there were subscriptions, but these were for actual magazines, Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine back then. And they were all just kind of nice to have. None of it was necessary. If you had the core books and some dice and some paper and some pencils, that's all you needed. So today, I want to examine a couple of minimalist setups that you can use to play D&D for free, or at least almost free. As always, this isn't advice. It's just my thoughts on the topic, so if this is useful to you, great. But if not, maybe it'll spark a few ideas of your own. Okay, a couple of quick caveats about this first setup. It assumes you have access to a few basic things: a computer with internet access, a printer, and a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop would be a bonus on top of all that. The good news is that most public libraries offer most of those services. They have computers with access to the internet and they have printers. But one of the reasons why I say almost free is because there may be a nominal fee for printing some of the documents. That said, the most basic necessity for playing the game is the rules. Luckily, Wizards of the Coast has you covered. They have the basic D&D rules available in PDF form on their website for free. You can just go download them. And I think they will likely leave this basic rule set up for mostly ever. I think it's just good for them to have the basics there. Now, if you're worried that they may pull this down, head over there now, download the PDF, and save it to some free file sharing platform like Google Drive or something like that. Yeah, just go open up a Google account, save it to your Google Drive. You'll have that document forever, and you can keep playing with it. Part 1 has the character creation rules, and it includes information on the basic races, basic classes, basic backgrounds, equipment, and the other options for your characters. Notice I'm saying basic a bunch of times. That's okay. Now, these aren't all of the races and the classes in the game. These are the basic ones available. They're really the classics that everything started with. So you can choose to be a dwarf, or an elf, a halfling, or a human. And the classes include the basic options of cleric, fighter, rogue, or wizard. You also have a limited set of backgrounds that you can choose from, but there's also some notes in there showing you that you can customize those as you need to. But part 2 is where the bulk of the rules for the game is really found. Think of things like the dice rolls and making checks, and it describes really the 3 pillars of the game: exploration, social interaction, and combat, and what you can do with those in your game. In part 3, they bring the magic. It gives an overview of magic in general for D&D, but it also gives rules for spellcasting and some of the typical spells that are available in the game. Notice I'm not saying every spell. This is the basic rule set. You get the point that I'm going with here, right? Part 4 is for the DM. This is where you have some monster stats and tips for building encounters, and it even includes some of the magic items. I know, pretty basic information, right? Like, this is basic for most of us that have been playing for a while, but that's why they're the basic rules. But I'll be honest, this PDF is pretty easy to use, and it's really just the jumping off point for your imagination and invention. I am not saying that things were better back in my day because we didn't have all the fancy new rules and character options. We had to make it up ourselves. I'm not really saying that, because as new books and character options came out, we bought them back then, so don't let anybody fool you. Everybody did that then, and everybody does it today. What I am saying is that you can have a rich role-playing game with just the basics. There's no tiefling there and you want to play a tiefling? Awesome, make it up. Make tieflings the way you want to make tieflings. Want to have a better option for one of the classes or a different subclass? Awesome, make it up. Getting the theme here? Okay, we also need dice for D&D, and when it comes to dice, it gets a little trickier because I'm a big fan of physical dice. Call me old-fashioned, but I think physical dice just makes D&D feel like D&D. We're in the realm of trying to stay as close to free as we can, so you could end up going crazy with the dice collecting, so be careful. I know some people who may have a problem. But if you wanted to go with some physical dice, I've found some online or even at the dollar store these days that are well under $10, sometimes close to $5. So not 100% free, but close enough if you've got a few bucks. That said, if you already have a smartphone, you can roll for free. You want me to show you? Okay, sure. Hey Siri, roll a d20. Let me try again. Oh, volume's down. Hey Siri, roll a d20. I guess I'm not inflecting it the right way. Let me try. Hey Siri, roll a d20.
Okay, 17.
And I got a 17. See what I did? I had to say it with authority and then I rolled high. Let me try again. Hey Siri, roll another d20.
Rolling. It's 12.
I said it with authority, but I got a 12. Anyway, you get the point. We can roll with our smartphones with the app built into them for most cases. I don't have a Google phone or an Android or any of those other ones that are out there. I've kind of been an Apple guy forever. But if you have those, let me know in the comments below if it natively will roll a 20 for you, which is kind of cool. Okay, as far as character sheets go, you've got lots of options. For a physical approach, there are free character sheet templates that you can download, and then, again, even if you have to go to the library, you can print them out and use them in your game. Or just use a simple notebook with a pencil or a pen and write the stuff down the way you want it formatted on your sheet. This goes for the DMs too. You could have a notebook for each campaign you run. I know those aren't completely free, but come on guys, I'm talking about buying the D&D stuff. Those aren't regular D&D related things. Those are just pencil and paper. If you have those things, you'll be good. What about battle mats though? Yeah, that's a little trickier too, but if you have some old wrapping paper laying around, go get it out. Pause the video, get it out, come back. Are you ready? Okay, cool. Unroll it and look on the back. If you've bought wrapping paper anytime within the last, 10 years-ish, it probably has a 1-inch grid on the back. And that's kind of designed to help you cut the lines. I'm not good at it, but you cut the lines so that you can wrap things a little easier. What I would do is use that for a battle map. Draw your map on it. There you go. This is not my idea, by the way, so I'm going to link to a video below that shows how you can do this and use things at the dollar store if you really want to kind of kick it up a notch and really make some things more tactile for your players. It's really cool. I'll show you in the link below. Okay, for this second setup, it only requires one thing, and that's assuming that you have access to a laptop, tablet, or a smartphone with internet access. This is where D&D Beyond comes in. Wait. Stick with me. Some people look at D&D Beyond and they see all of the content and all the digital tools and the subscription plans that cost money. But they forget one key thing. You can create a free account. Wait. I know. Most of the free accounts are really there to get you to buy their stuff. I get it. And it's actually really true. And to be honest, I don't blame them. They're a company with a goal to make money. That's their ultimate goal. They have fun doing it and they create really cool stuff, but they want to make money. But what you do get with this free account is access to all of that basic D&D content that we already discussed. And you can filter your character creation options and search criteria to just have those basic D&D rules so that you'll see fewer of those options that are kind of tempting you to pay for something else. With this option, you can actually search the rules library for all kinds of stuff. Kind of handy as a DM. And whenever they release free content like adventure modules and things like that, you would get those too. But with the free account, you're really limited to 6 characters on your profile. Yeah, it would be great to have more, and you could certainly purchase a subscription, but then it wouldn't be free. So from a free perspective, it's actually pretty cool. It even has a built-in animated dice roller where you can actually see the dice rolling across your screen before the number comes up. It's pretty cool. Not as good as physical dice, but it's there and it's free. And for you DMs, you can create some stuff there too. It's a little limited though, but with things like Google Drive, you can type up all your campaign notes in Google Docs and then store them there for free and share the information with others for free. Use the calendar to send invites for the game for free. You get where this is going, right? Also, bonus tip, if you're playing over Discord or some other free virtual meeting platform, you can use Owlbear Rodeo for your games, and it's an easy, free virtual tabletop that does a great job at putting tokens on the screen and moving things around. It's really good. I actually like it better than some of the paid options that are out there. Well, thanks for sticking around and listening to me about my options for playing an almost free version of D&D. I know that there's some great stuff missing from these methods. There's a lot of content that you won't get in the free version, but I genuinely believe that you could play D&D for years with just the basic rules and never run out of games. There are people playing D&D with their first edition books, first edition, or even earlier than that, really, and still having a great time. They've never had to buy any new things. They were tempted, and some of them did, but they still liked the first edition and they still play with it. It's really cool. You could do the same thing with this basic set. So don't think you have to go out and spend a ton of money just to get started, or even to play forever. Alright, I'll leave you with a little geek philosophy from Harry Dresden in Jim Butcher's novel, Small Favor. Magic's in your head mostly, building an image in your mind and holding it there. Cheers.